at the knee. All right. And your knee is basically a hinge joint. You have a little bit of rotation in that joint, but um, not a whole lot. Good. How about one more time in and out? And we're going to hold when we extend. So that's with the leg out. So press out through your heel, lift your toenails toward your shin a little bit more. All right. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Really activate these muscles here in the upper part of the leg. They might feel a little shaky right now. They might be a little burny right now. Anybody have some burning in the thigh? Yeah? A little bit of shaking going on in there? Good. So we're overloading the muscles. That's what we're doing. Notice that your breath might be getting a little shallow as you're trying to hold this, right? So see if you can take 2 deep breaths. One more. Great, and then lower that all the way down. Good. Bend your knee, give that leg a little massage here. So we just asked it to do a bunch of work, and we did it in pretty quick succession, right? All right, let's do the other side. So extending left leg, heel on the floor, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to point and flex this foot. And again, a little bit of noise in there is a-okay, as long as you don't have any pain. This kind of weather can make people, there's a couple different kinds of arthritis. There's the kind of arthritis where it gets really red and hot and swollen, and then you get the kind of arthritis where it gets really dry and crackly and painful that way. So different types of arthritis respond to weather differently. As it gets colder, that more crackly kind of arthritis can be a real problem. Let's circle around. Summertime, or when it's really hot, that's when that red kind of inflamed arthritis can feel a little worse. None of it's fun. And reverse direction. Ooh, I heard a lot of music when we switched direction that time. Good job. 45. Yep. Next time you extend, let's hold there. Okay, this is the fun part now. So press out through your heel. Bring your toenails toward your shin a little bit more. Use your hands if you're starting to feel like you're sagging a little bit in your back. Use the arms to give yourself a little bit of support. Chair with your left hand, and then use your heel and your toes of that right foot, and we're going to walk that leg all the way out, and then we're going to walk it all the way back, right? So we just did a bunch of ankle stuff, we just did a bunch of knee stuff, and now we're just getting the hip rotating out and in. We actually did a little bit of hip stuff too, but it was mostly for the front. So just a couple more Good. Next time you have the foot walked out to the side, let's stay here. Okay. You got that foot out as far as you can be. So your right knee is trying to get as far away from your left knee as it can be, right? And your body, your breastbone, your belly button, you're trying to face this left knee, right? Because the tendency is to do this, because this is so much easier on my body if I just kind of drift this way. But if I really try and pull my belly button and my breastbone so that it's going in the same direction as that left knee, I'm feeling a whole lot more stuff happening in this hip. Okay, so now let your knee, your right knee, drift forward. Just kind of relax the leg. And now engage the muscles here in the outer part of the hip and pull that knee toward the wall behind you. And then let it come forward and pull it back. So we're just going to do this several times. You can roll onto the big toe side of your foot as it comes forward, if that feels okay. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, round, slow, deep breath. Great. Next time you pull that knee back, we're going to hold here. Okay, so we're really engaging that. Now look at your ankle and make sure your right ankle is underneath your right knee. In other words, you want to be way out here. You want to have the ankle kind of under the knee. All right? Okay, so now take your right elbow, and you're going to have to let go of your chair with your left. Take your right elbow. Let's place it down on that right thigh. Everybody okay with that? You can lean into that a little bit, right? So kind of using your body. Take your left arm, sweep it all the way up overhead if it'll go. Bring it way up and over. And then come all the way back down. Okay, so I'm going to show a modification. If your arm doesn't go up overhead, you can come forward a little bit. Okay, so we're just getting a little bit of movement in that shoulder. Again, I'm showing a modification. If your shoulder doesn't go all the way, it doesn't allow your arm to go up. Otherwise, you can go all the way up overhead, right? Good. Everybody breathing? No? Okay. When I don't hear a response, I'm thinking everybody must be holding their breath. There, you're back. This hand is here just to remind. Couple things all at the same time here, right? Couple more. Good. Make sure that right leg is really strong. Those muscles are really strong. Everything is like hugging the bone in there. Good. How about one more time? Great. All right, and then we're going to come all the way back up. Let's release that arm. Relax this leg. Use your heel and your toes. Walk that foot all the way back. We're going to scoot way over to the left side of the chair. So we're going right to the other side, you guys. So this time, that left cheek is just sort of hanging close to the edge of the chair. And again, you're facing forward. We're just going to use the heel and the toes. Walk that foot out and then walk it back. So do that a few times. And you might have to adjust where you are on your chair depending on where your foot lands and how your foot lands. Breathing in and breathing out. My left foot is squeaking. My right foot was not squeaking. Isn't that interesting? Anybody else having a squeaking issue out there? It's the shoe. Oh, the shoe, yes. Next time you come all the way out, let's hold there. Okay, so your left knee is now trying to get as far away from your right knee as possible, right? So it's pulling back. Your torso is still facing me, so if you've drifted this way, see if you can bring yourself back. And then we're going to let that left knee kind of fall in a little bit, come onto the inside edge of your big toe, and then pull back and let it drift and pull back. So just breathe in, breathe out. And we're exercising a muscle here in the outer part of the left hip, the outer glute. Getting a little bit of strength in there. Good. And the next time that you pull that knee back, let's hold here. Look down and make sure your left ankle is under or near your left knee. So in other words, your leg isn't extended way out or like this. This would be the opposite of that, right? That's way too much flexion. So we want to have this here. Okay, so you're still facing forward. We're going to take the left elbow onto that left thigh and just kind of relax into that a little bit, right? So here we are, we're using the muscle in the thigh to hold here. And then let's take that right arm, sweep it up, bring it as far over as it'll go, and then all the way back. So we're just gently working this side of the body. So again, you keep going with that. If that works, I'll show a modification. So if your shoulder doesn't allow you to go all the way up, just go in front. That works too, right? So whatever gives you the benefit of this stretch without pain, that's the most important thing, is to just notice where that edge is, right? It's okay to work in discomfort. Actually, it's kind of preferable to work with a little discomfort. That's how you get stronger if you're strengthening something. That's how you get more flexible if you're stretching something. Good. How about just two more of these? And discomfort is much different than pain. I talk about this a lot. Discomfort, you can still breathe. Pain is a real hard stop. Okay, and then we're going to call that the last one. And then come all the way up. Relax that leg a little bit. Yeah, so pain is that place where if you're there, if you're moving into it, you can't breathe. It just shuts everything down in your body, and that's the signal that says this is not good for my body. But if you're in discomfort, usually the breath gets a little shallow, it might get a little quick, and that's why we shift into that long, slow, deep breathing just to investigate it, because that changes your relationship between your brain and your body. That changes your relationship to discomfort so that you can tolerate it a little bit more. Okay, so let's extend that left leg, have the heel on the floor. Engage these muscles here in the thigh, right? So once again, your left leg is out as far as it'll go. Your body is oriented in the same direction as your right knee. And these muscles here on your upper thigh are really strong. Pull your toenails toward your shin a little bit more, right? So keep pulling the toenails up toward the shin. Take your left hand down that left thigh, right hand to the right shoulder. Pull the shoulder back, okay? Yeah, so keep the shoulder pulled back as you lean into that left side and slide your hand down closer to your big toe and then come up, right? So just like that, if you're doing this, if that shoulder is there, you want to keep that shoulder pulled back because we're trying to stretch that left, no, that would be the other left, which is the right. Yes, the right side of the body. Ah. Notice your hands and feet, your wrists and ankles. Part of your thigh. Take lower leg. Take your left arm all the way up overhead, or like this if you have limited range. Okay. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep your back nice and strong, and we're going to hinge forward from the hips and bring that hand down like you could touch your big toe, and then come way up. Right. So as you exhale, come forward, touch your big toe or somewhere in that general area, and then all the way up. So we're going to do this 2 more times, you guys. Great. Keep that leg nice and strong. Last one. Good. Okay, relax that arm, relax that leg. Switch sides. We're going to extend the left leg. Have your left hand on your thigh. So this is a good way to make sure the muscles are hugging the bone. If your hand is here, squeeze those muscles. You should feel them engage underneath your hand a little bit here. Pull your toenails toward your shin. That gets the lower leg involved as well. Sometimes we rely on certain muscles and we forget others. And the muscles in the front part of your lower leg, they're not very big, but they have a job to do, and they can do this very well. So we're going to take the right arm up. Again, if you're limited with your shoulder mobility, you're going to have your arm down here. So we're going to take that arm up, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to come forward and see if you can touch your left big toe and come all the way up. So we're just going across the body, right? So breathing out as we come forward, breathing in as we come up. Good. Excellent. Good. And you're just reaching in that general direction. So some people can touch the big toe, some people are maybe at the knee. That's okay. Wherever you're at is absolutely fine. Good. How about one more time? Good. And come all the way up and then release and relax the leg and the arm. That one was harder. Interesting. Did anybody else notice one side was harder than the other? Yeah. It's always interesting to notice that because we tend to use our bodies in familiar ways, right? Like it's so much easier for me to carry all my stuff in my left arm. My right is not as strong because my right arm does all the other stuff. You know, it opens the door and it does the writing, but it doesn't carry the bundles. So sometimes it's good to switch it up and use the other side in a non-familiar way. Okay, so once again, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to engage now a little bit more of the core muscles. Those are the muscles in and around your belly and your waist and your back. And so let's start first with the hands here alongside the body. And we're just going to lift that right knee up as high as it'll come. And then lower it down. Right? Left side. And down. Okay, so let's do that a few times. Now, as you're doing this, what I want you to do is notice, does one knee come up higher than the other? Interesting, right? So again, if you have had a hip replacement, you're going to have a little different range with that hip, right? So you might not be able to get that leg up. So this is like a real slow motion marching. We got that? How we doing? So lift and lower. Everybody's doing great. Breathe, right? Are you using your belly muscles? Are you pulling your belly muscles in as you're lifting? Whoop, forgot about those, right? Whoops. Yep, they can help. Good. How about one more time on each side? Excellent. Okay, and relax everything. Whew. We're getting a good workout today, right? All right, let's take a breath or two. So, was it harder to do that without your hands on the chair? Yeah. We had to use more of the core muscles. Like we think of core being just the muscles here in the front of the body, but core is everything in the torso here, right? So it's everything from your pelvic floor, that's the bottom of your core, to the belly muscles, to the sides of the waist, and to the back as well. When you're lifting your legs and you're using this support, right? I'm using my arms and my shoulders. I don't really even have to engage my abs. As soon as I take my hands off and I place them here just so I can't like cheat somehow, this is a whole lot harder. It's a whole lot harder. Okay, so you ready for just like one more? We're going to inch it up just a little bit more. Can we do that? All right, hands on your shoulders. Good. Now, we're going to be lifting the knees like we've been doing. And this time, what I want to do is when we lift the right knee, I want to see if we can take the left shoulder and touch that knee. Yeah? And then when we lift the left knee, we're going to take the right shoulder and touch that knee. Yeah? Yeah. That's just the general direction we're going in, right? Yeah. Yeah, if your shoulder doesn't even get in the same area code as your knee, that's okay. We're just kind of going in that direction. Okay, so take your right knee up, and now see if you can bring your left shoulder down as close to that knee as you can go, and then up and lower the leg, right? Okay, so let's, I'm going to back that up a little. You're just trying to get it over with, right? One more time on each side. Good. Oh, okay, relax all of that. Take a breath in and out. Notice what you feel like. Are you sweating? Yeah, a little bit of sweating. Good, good. So you got a little more heat in your body. Okay, so now last one, you guys. We're going to try bringing the shoulder to the knee. So let me say this. If this is too much, you can go all the way back to this one. Right? You don't have to do the shoulder to the knee. You don't have to do the elbow to the knee. Just go to whichever level feels the most comfortable. So just as a review, this is level 1, right? This is level 2, right? This is level 3. And now we're going to go to level 4. So back off to whichever level feels better in your body, right? So there's no progression that means you have to go to this level. It's whatever level feels good in your body. So I'm going to demo level 4. We're going to do it together, and then I'm going to kind of back off and show you how you might integrate different levels at different times, right? Okay, so thinking about getting the shoulder to the knee, so we're going to raise the right knee, get the left shoulder going toward that knee, and then come back nice and slow, right? So very slow. We're just going to go shoulder to opposite knee. Good. Keep using your belly. Now I'm going to say, all right, this is way too much for me. You guys keep going. I'm going to say, this is way too much for me. I'm going back to level 1. Whew. And I'm going to give myself a little bit of a rest here at level 1. Okay, I did a couple level 1. Now I feel pretty good. I'm just going to go to level 2. Good. And then maybe I'll try just 1 or 2 level 3. We're just going to go one more on each side, you guys. So if I want to go to level 4, I'll try level 4. Good. And then we'll rest. Let your arms come down. Take a deep breath in. Let it out with a sigh. Close your eyes for a moment. Check in with your body. So again, noticing, Arms and legs, back, belly, thighs, upper arms, shoulders. Notice your breathing, your heart rate, if you're a little sweaty or a little warm. So there's all of these things. We're engaging the systems of the body in a way that creates a different feeling.